Hello everyone. As we all know, IIT 2025 is on the way and the competition is expected to rise because of the eligibility criteria by IISER Admission Committee, which includes that everyone who is born after 1st October 2000 can appear in this exam. So obviously, this means that you should be aware of all such topics which are very frequently asked in the exam, and the questions are comparatively easier as opposed to other topics. So this can mean that you have a high possibility of getting more marks and of course getting into your dream IISERs or IISc Bangalore. So today in this video, we are going to talk about such topics from biology which can fetch you marks very easily and comfortably, right? So let's get through this sacred list and see what's inside this for you, right? So first of all, we start with physiology. So it has diversity in organisms. And of course, before starting, we should know that all the factual information should be on your fingertips, which means all the short and important information that is there in the subject should already be known by you by the time you go to the exam, right? On top of that, the topics which you should definitely study and practice all the PYQs, right? Are the following. So morphology, the definitions and examples should be there, right? Cell biology, you have cell division like mitosis, meiosis, important functions of organelles, right? Then we switch to plant physiology, right? You have both cyclic, non-cyclic, photophosphorylation, right? And all those reactions, C3 cycle, C4 cycle. Then you have again animal physiology. Inside that you have nerve impulse production, cardiac cycle, ECG, basically all the important and salient topics that are there in the chapter, right? You have basically the functions of pretty much most important hormones, right? Now you have very important chapter as well, which is reproduction. So you have gametogenesis, animals, plants, both. You have contraceptive methods, right? The fertilization in plants and animals, right? Then we switch to genetics. In genetics, you have basically Mendel's law, not just Mendel's law, but exceptions, which means that you have to actually go beyond the trivial concepts of these chapters and should know that how these concepts can be tweaked or twisted to, form new kind of questions or the concepts which are extended to these existing ones, right? Let's get to, of course, so genetics continuation. We have Mendelian chromosomal disorders, right? And pedigree analysis. So pretty much the most trivial and, some extensions of these things which are very important. Now we have molecular biology. In that we have process of replication, Chargaff's rule, transcription, translation, right? So all the basically the methods that are there, right? Genetic code, lac operon, and these things are very important because these are also, asked very much in NEST as well, right? A lot of questions. So then we have evolution. In that we have natural selection, homologous, analogous organs. So these are intuitively very important topics which you should definitely study and practice. Okay. Then after all, we have biotechnology and ecology. So in that, pretty much everything that is there in ecology, like exponential curves, logistic curves, adaptation, right? Regulators, biotic interactions, pyramids of number, right? Definitely latitudinal gradients in biodiversity, species area relationships, right? All the causes of biodiversity loss. This is also very much important, right? Now let's see all those topics which you should definitely not miss, right? If you wanna not just appear in IIT 2025, but score good marks in biology as well. Of course, this list is very tentative and subject to change, right? But analyzed by mentors at SciAstra, they say that if topics like chapters like evolution, ecology, photosynthesis, genetics, right, molecular biology, as we also discussed, neural control, locomotion, coordination, biotechnology, right, and the corresponding topics are these that, let's say, Hardy-Weinberg principles, adaptive radiation, right? This is something that I also mentioned. Then homologous, analogous organs, biotic interactions, growth curves. This is very, very important. A lot of questions have been asked from these topics. And of course, C3, C4 cycles, phosphorylations, right? This has been mentioned multiple times. Mendelian disorders, right? lac operon and transcription translation, right? Complementary basis of nucleic acids, potential generation and conduction, right? Action potential generation and conduction. So recombinant plasmid formation and the selection via antibiotic resistance. So these are some of the topics through which a lot of questions have been asked and might be asked very possibly this year as well, right? Repeating on the previous trends. Now let's see some of the topics that you can miss, right? Although questions have been asked from these topics, but if you don't have much time, or let's say you are from PCM, right, you cannot afford to study all the biology, so you can probably miss this chapter, and which also means that if you have done these chapters and you have time and energy left with you, then you can switch to these topics, which are nothing but microbes in human welfare, the living world, strategies for improvement of plant resources, right, and animal morphology and anatomy. So these are some of the topics are very basic, some are not so basic, but not so most important as well. So if you have time, you can do that, but given that the information which are factual or which are very trivial or you should know, right, should be remembered from these chapters, right? So these are some of the things that we wanted to share with you, right, through this video about biology and the topics which are very important and the topics which are not very important, but questions have been asked. Questions might be asked this year as well, right? So now you know that, let's say you are a PCM student, right? You have this question, okay, which topic I should start with, which, what kind of topic should I make a list of so that I need to finish these topics before appearing for IAT 2025, right? So now you have the list, right? Of course, it's not mandatory for you to do all these topics, but sit again, right? Go through the PYQs, see what kind of topics, have most questions in PYQs, right? And see what aligns mostly with you, right? Which of these chapters can you comfortably study, right, from the resources that you already have, and study a couple of chapters you would already see the pattern, right, which works with you. So finish those topics, right, and of course practice a lot of questions, solve a lot of PYQs, and let us know, right, if we can be of any help. Okay, so with that, this was all we wanted to share in this video. See you in the next video. Bye bye. Take care.